Hello and welcome to the Unwritten Life, also known as Hello, welcome to my life. It's my channel. I'm someone who talks a lot. Welcome. It's always weird. It's like I haven't seen you in a while, but also it's not that long ago. So what have I been up to? What have you been up to? What you've been up to, you have to tell me in the comment section because you can't answer me directly, like regular friendships. Oh, and regarding that, the new friend that I grabbed, I visited her again. She's still very nice. So, we good. Or at least I'm good. I mean, I got a new friend. I'm very excited about it. That's a way to start. You're also my friends, but I can't see you like in real life, so we're different kind of friends. I'm honestly still working on my puzzle. It's gonna take a while. It's very cold in this room, and even though I have a fire going downstairs, depending on, I don't remember whether it's pine or it's spruce, but one of them, or both, I don't know, like, it has a lot of the sticky stuff in it, so it sounds like fireworks at times. And some of it's louder than others, and sometimes it startles me. But it's okay, because it makes at least parts of my house warm. Not up here, because the airflow in this house is, I wouldn't say weird, but not the best. I think that's a nice way to put it. The airflow in this house is not as good as I would like, so that makes certain things a little annoying, like, getting air around. Yeah. Last time we talked, if you get very technical about it, I talked and you listened, but I say that we talked. It's more on it sounds more normal. Sounds better? I'm struggling today. I've been outside getting firewood out of like bags that are made like in a mesh kind of plastic, and the firewood sticks to the bags, but I have to get them out and then I stack it, and it takes a long time, and it's surprisingly annoying, but at the same time I'm grateful that I can, because that means I have firewood, and yay firewood! It helps keeps my house at least a little bit warmer. Since last, I have been to see my parents, and when I did that, I also went to a market. I'm going to tell you all about it, or at least some of it, while I'm clearly very much struggling to do this puzzle. Okay. So, yeah, I think I finished or ended last video with like, I want to tell you something, and I can't remember what it was. Or now I can, because I kind of reminded myself. But at that point, I did not remember what I wanted to tell you. But now I do. And if you're now thinking, oh my God, can you get to the point? I sometimes think that too. So, it's not always easy. I will get there eventually. It just, it takes time. Just calm down. It takes time. Yeah. Where was I? Right. The thing that I wanted to tell you, but I forgot about it, was and also I can't, like, focus, shall we? It's not easy. I made the new pattern, and I can't share it with you because the previously mentioned in don't even remember which video. It might have been just last one, but for some reason, PayPal got annoyed with me and closed the account, so I have some struggles there that I have not figured out, but I did actually finish making a pattern. Yay exciting. It's a pattern for a crochet blanket, and I would call it the zigzag summer blanket. It's a play on sounds, I guess, because not really words, not really letters, more like sounds. It's a cotton one, but you can obviously do it in wool, and I kind of totally want to do that, but money. Yarn is expensive. Oh dear, I should not be drinking that yet because it's way too warm and I hate burning my tongue. I should probably have gotten used to it by now because I tend to do it all the time. Not all the time, but like a lot of the time. I burn my tongue when I drink hot things. But yeah, I made a pattern. And since PayPal decided they didn't like me, which I don't get. I mean, I'm pretty okay. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're about, but you know, they did. I can't do anything about that as far as I know. Except be annoyed and yeah. Still a little annoyed, but also mostly over it because I can't do anything about it. At least not that I can find out. So, with that being said, I did make a new pattern. I can't sell it to anyone, which is very unfortunate. But sometimes you gotta pivot. And yes, I know the word pivot because of Friends. Boy, is that a long time ago. So, that was very fun. And I actually had the Norwegian version of my patterns printed because I did another thing. I went to my parents for several reasons. One of them being that it was a market and I had a booth at that market and I put all the stuff that I knitted and crocheted out on the table and sat ready to talk to people, which I did, and sat ready to sell things, which I kind of did, because I've told you before that my sister makes these cute little cats, so I had some of those with me, and I did sell one of those. Yay cats, I guess. And I brought some of my dad's stuff because he does a bunch of different woodworking. Like these items. I'm gonna show you. Just need to get off the chair to show you properly. This, can you tell? It's for decorative purposes. It's a little Christmas tree with a star on top. Isn't it cute? It's adorable. And then this makes no sense to anyone in the beginning unless you know what it is. If you bake cakes and you need to like prick them to see if they're done, you could do this. Just make sure you don't lose your head. It's a little doll. You can prick the cake a bit. If the batter or if the cake sticks to this little pointy thing, it's not done. If it doesn't stick, it is done. Isn't she cute? It's got her hair and a head, like in a body, and it can be very decorative in the kitchen. And I sold one cat, as I said, and I sold 3 of these, which was awesome. For my sister and my dad, because their stuff sold. My stuff did not. So, you know, maybe markets, selling stuff at markets are not quite for me because apparently my stuff ain't selling. That part of it absolutely sucks. Really, because, I mean, I love making stuff. And yarn is expensive. And although I still have some yarn that I can use, I am starting to have less options with the yarn I have left because it's, well, you know, I've made a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So that makes it's starting to make it a bit challenging to figure out what to make because I have made a decision that whether that was a good one or a bad one, you know, that that might depend on how you look at it. I think it's mostly a good decision, but it's also like, maybe I shouldn't have made that decision because, I mean, if I don't sell anything, I'm gonna have a challenge. Because the decision has been for me that I'm not gonna buy any more new yarn until I've actually sold stuff and can use the money I get in. So I'm basically, in the black, not in the red, so in minus. But I want to be either above zero or have money coming in. That is surprisingly challenging. So for now, I'm kind of stuck with spending or using whatever yarn I have, which to an extent is fine. I mean, it needs to be used, but every once in a while, I wish I could just go out and buy a bunch of yarn. Okay, maybe not a bunch. That might quickly go overboard in a not the best way. Let's be honest. But, having made that decision, I'm like, I might be regretting that decision. You could say, well, I could always change my mind. Yeah, I tend to do that. I'm trying to actually stick to a decision I made, which is so hard. Like, crazy hard at times. But yeah, I went to market. Sold none of my own things. That part sucked. But since I did sell something, it wasn't a complete waste of time. But, there are some challenges with certain things like that. I don't know how to make it better, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to convince people to buy my stuff. I mean, because a lot of people were looking at it and saying it was really nice and that they liked the softness of some of the hats, for instance, and like the work where I have crocheted table runners. It was like, oh, this is beautifully done. And I was like, thank you. And I was thinking to myself, well, if it's so amazing, why don't you just buy it? Come on. I'm sitting here for a reason trying to sell this stuff. Why don't you just buy it from me? But apparently no luck. So if you have any tips and tricks on how to, convince people to buy stuff, I'd really appreciate that because clearly I need those tips and tricks because I'm not doing the best on my own with that, clearly. Which is very unfortunate. Because, yeah, it's simply unfortunate. So, yeah, tips and tricks about that will be appreciated. If you have it. Really appreciate it. And otherwise, yeah, I spent several days at my parents', and when I left my house, the temperature was decent and it was all good and nice and all that. And the few days I was at my parents', the weather kind of turned. And it turned cold, like really cold. Okay, I mean, it obviously depends on what you would call a really cold, but when you go from about 0 degrees Celsius to about -10 Celsius, that is a drop. It's quite the drop, and my house don't quite seem to be accustomed to the cold yet. So it took me a while to heat the house up again when I got home, because when I got home, it was like 11 degrees Celsius in my living room, inside the house. It was 11 degrees. That is cold. It's not supposed to be that cold inside a house, but... And I don't remember, was it really that bad last year? And truth be told, I don't remember. Though if it was, it might have been, and I might have also simply just kind of erased that knowledge from my brain because it was so bad and I didn't want to know it. Who knows? I clearly don't. No. So, yep. There's that. So yeah, luckily the drive was not that bad back and forth. But I mean, the other day I was gonna film a short to show you. It was snowing a little bit, but by the time I'd gone inside, got my phone, and got myself outside again, the snow had stopped. So that's how quick that first snow was over. I won't even really call it a first snow because it was, yeah, it wasn't enough to like count as first snow in my opinion. Yeah, so you know, there has been some ups and downs since we last talked, but yeah, as I said, I did go see my friend, my new friend. So that was very exciting. I really enjoyed that. And I googled the name of it because this is called grug. So it's not tea, it's grug. According to Google Translate, it's called mulled wine in English. I don't really know if it's true, but it's not actually wine. There's no alcohol in it. It's just this somewhat spicy thing, and then you add water. You can boil it and you can add. A lot of people, when you get it, if you're out and you get it, they have boiled it. Every once in a while, some people put red wine in it, which changes the whole taste, and I do not appreciate it. But then you have like raisins and chopped nuts in it. So you have to drink it and then you eat your drink after. Never really got that one. Don't like that part of it. So I do it in the simplest way possible. I boil water. I poured a little bit of this in, and then water, and then, you know, it's good. And then I drink it, and it's warm. And my toes are already getting cold. How long? Oh, I haven't even talked that long, but it's quite cold in this room I am sitting in because, previously mentioned, the airflow in this house, I haven't figured it out yet. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, maybe I will at some point. But it's not always easy. And I'm also struggling with this. Oh wait, no. I think I just figured these ones out. Yes, I did. Okay, so I'm thinking that before my toes freeze, I am actually, apparently it's going to be a very short video today. Oh, that one worked too. Cool. Wait, maybe this one. I tend to self-distract a lot. And sometimes I'm more on the self-distract, which is less good, but you know, you win some, you lose some. I don't know if I'll get to sit on more markets this year because, you know, I probably shouldn't say that the year is winding down quite yet because we're in the end of November. I mean, it's not that late yet. But time flies when you're having fun. And puzzles are fun. And even though sitting at markets, like the market I sat at was like, wait, 4 hours? Yeah, it was 4 hours. And then I saw like 3 of these potentially headless things and a cat. So boy, was that not very well paid, but you know, I sold some things, so I guess I have to be happy with that, maybe? Not really, because I really wish to sell some of my stuff, and I even printed out the 3 patterns that I have finished. Sure, I just printed out the Norwegian versions, not the English ones, because, oh, that's another thing, the patterns I make, I have decided, well, the lighting here is horrible. I really need to get the ceiling light here, but to get a ceiling light here, I would have to talk to an electrician and have they come and like do all the things, and that would cost a lot of money because, you know, if you just call an electrician, that's kind of free, but as it costs like $500 just to get them get to the house, or 500 Norwegian kroners just to have them show up at your house. And if they do any kind of work, that costs obviously more because that's how they make money. And I get it, but it's so annoying that it's so expensive. So yeah, I'm not saying I wish I was an electrician. I don't think I would have enjoyed that, but at the same time, maybe. I don't know. I've never tried. And that we should probably all be very grateful for that. I have a feeling that might not go over well. I mean, imagine how many mistakes I can make. And, you know, they might not be very safe ones, so to speak. Oh, God. Oh, I would never want to have that type of responsibility. Having a responsibility for my own life is sometimes feel like more than enough. Let me tell you. So, yeah, where was I going with that? Yeah, I wished it was better lighting. It's not. It actually looks, for some reason, it seems like it looks lighter on camera than it is in real life. I mean, for the filming, that's great. It's just, it kind of sucks for me when I'm sitting here trying to do the puzzle and I can't see anything properly because it's too dark. But it doesn't look that dark on camera. But I'm not lying. It is getting to the point where it's like hard to see things. And we're still on our way to like the darker times. Figuratively speaking, not just, or literally. What? Literally speaking, not just figuratively, but, you know, where was I going with that? Yeah, I am starting to struggle, and I mentioned earlier, my feet are getting cold. I'm not very good at quitting when I should sometimes, but I cannot hear the fire anymore in the wood stove, so I probably need to go put some more in and defrost my toes again. It happens a lot in the cold times. But you know, I'm alive. That counts, and that's a good thing. So I'm gonna try. Yeah, not even a point saying that really. I was like, I'm gonna try to film when it's better lighting next time, and then you can see it like, yeah, sure, like that's gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, I could always dream of it happening. And then we can all laugh at me for believing that it actually will. It's okay. You can laugh at that because the likelihood of that happening is like, not the highest. I will admit. Why isn't anything working? Oh, they go together. Oh, that's gonna be easy to move around. They're gonna fall apart. Well, that was it for today. Oh, my feet are getting cold. This room, I bought a thermometer. I think that's what it's called in English. And it's in the windowsill, so it gets like the cold from the window. I think the window is mostly okay, but you know, a wall and a window, they have different, a wall might feel cold, but the window actually kind of give you more cold. So, and that thermometer is in the window, and it's currently sitting at 14.2 degrees Celsius. So, about 6 degrees lower than preferable. No wonder my toes are getting cold. So I was smart though. I mean, I knitted a small little blanket and I'm sitting on it because the chair, oh my god, my butt got so cold. So my butt isn't that cold, but my toes are. I need to figure something out for those. I hope you have enjoyed this little chat, and please come back next time and I will see what happens. And I may or may not be going to another market. Maybe. It has not yet been decided. I will know some point soon. I hope. That is the goal. Fingers crossed that I get to sit at market and actually sell something. That would be awesome. And if I don't, well, there's always another time. I hope. And I need to figure out how to sell my patterns. And I just told you that. We don't need to repeat myself. I'm very good at that. Repeating myself. So I'm going to try not to repeat myself okay, never mind. Too much. And I'm going to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. And I hope you do something that you enjoy. And stay warm. If you're living in the northern hemisphere, if you're in Australia, you're in spring, and I'm like, oh, you can start growing food and flowers and be outside and be warm. It's so nice. And here we are in the north going into winter, so but at the same time, who knows, we might get snow. I like snow. It makes it very pretty. And snow and Christmas, for instance, yeah, I know it's a month away, but they go together. That does not mean that all Christmases are white, but, you win some, you lose some. And now I'm going to stop talking because cold feet, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!